Okay, so we're going to get started. So my name is Helen. For those who have never met me, I'm an implementation specialist here at Optosys and trainer, of course. Today we're going to have a webinar on new features and Optosys enhancements that have happened since version 35, so including version 35, 37, and 39. For the sake of our webinar, I have muted everybody in the chat room. However, you're able to write to my colleague Eric, who will be available to answer any of your questions during the webinar. And we will have a 10-minute question period at the end where I'm going to reactivate your voices. Okay, so let's get started. So what we're going to cover today in our webinar are the following topics. So how to add an electronic signature to your prescription and the new prescription button. What is new in the default values? What are the new security features? What's new in your agenda? The EMR, the sections and enhancements. What new ophthalmic equipment can connect to your Optosys, and other little enhancements. So let's start with the electronic signature and the RX button. So in your Optosys, you will notice, or may have noticed if you've already updated, that you have a new RX button. This button will permit you to have a new prescription screen, which will no longer contain the order. You'll only have the prescription information. So you'll be able to either copy the prescription information that you had already in your Optosys that was exported from the exam by the optometrist, or from this screen, you're able to click on that little icon right here to import from your EMR. So this will do the same thing. It'll just go get the prescription from the exam if the doctor has forgotten to include it. I don't know if you've noticed as well, but you now have the exam date and expiration date here that are populated automatically. These are based on the visit type. So depending on the type of visit that they came in, any complete exam will give you an exam date. So very important to make your patient arrive in your scheduler, and that's how the exam date gets populated. So in our prescription screen, now that this is imported, anything that is in the dark blue will be printed on your prescription. So we've added a recommendation section so you can add some recommendations on your prescription. For BC clinics, you'll be able to add the PD as well on your prescription, so that that'll be added in your default values. Good. So, oh, my video is starting over, so sorry about that. Let's not do that 2 times. So our next topic will be the default values and the securities when I get to them. Give me 1 second. There we go. So you will notice that we have some new default values. So we'll go into our admin menu once my video starts. Oh, no, I'm on the wrong video because I guess I wanted to show you that one again. Okay, we got it. Sorry, guys. So from admin application default values, we're going to go see what's new in here. So just a little reminder, if you're a multi-clinic, just to be sure that you're, if you have different clinics, to make sure that you're affecting the default values from the correct clinic. For my example, we're going to go to the application level. So in the general screen, we now have a security session timeout. So what this will permit you to do is if a user is logged in, you can set a time to log off your users. So this is very practical for, let's say, front desk or dispensing. If someone walks away, you can set it up to 5 minutes of no activity, and it will log off the user. Also, if your user, starting now, if your user makes his password, the incorrect password more than 5 times, it will log him out of the system as well, and he'll have to do a new password. In the Patient 1 tab, we have 2 new options. So capture and print PD is where you're going to go check mark to be able to print that PD on your prescription, and expiration date is for the expiration date of your prescription. So it is set by default to 1 year. If ever you wanted to set it for 2 years, this is where you would come and change it. Moving along, slowly but surely. We have in patient 2 now the option to choose what you want to print on your patient label. So this is for your printout of your patient label from the Smart Label or your Dymo printer. So now you have the option of not only having the home or work phone number, but you can go choose to put a cell phone or an email depending on your preferences in your clinic. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the default values. Now let's look at what's new in your agenda. For those who have moved on to version 39, you will notice that you have new right clicks. So if you right click onto your patient, as my video is going to show you any second now, we have 3 new options in the patient. So we have to add a prescription, an invoice, or a government MedSys claim. So add a prescription will bring you directly to our minimize prescription screen. So you'll be able to add and save and sign it. And then we also have the add an invoice, where it will bring you directly to an invoice. So very practical in the case of just wanting to make your patient pay for their exam. So you don't have to navigate back and forth into the patient file. And then we have adding a MedSys claim. So this will bring us directly to our claim. So again, to save time without having to navigate in the different tabs of your patient file. That is pretty much the new features of our agenda. The EMR. So in the EMR, you may have noticed 2 new little buttons, which are the green and the orange button right over here. What these will do is the green button will be a quick start button, which will permit you to start with your regular exam template without having to open the select your template screen. The orange button will start with the exam that is highlighted below. So if I'm highlighted on the top exam, it's going to start with the same sections as that exam. So once your exam is divided into sections, so for example, a partial exam, you may have less sections than a complete exam. And if your patient's coming back for another partial, you can simply start over with the same sections and that will gain some time. Now let's look at an exam in sections. You can see that you have multiple sections in your exam and you can easily remove a section if you don't need it, or add an additional section if you're doing additional testing or something that you want to add as a duplicate. Again, this will save you time by making your exam shorter or faster. Let's go look at the templates. So once you've divided your exam into sections, you'll have multiple sections. And in the designer, we now have a couple more new options. So we have our quick access buttons here. And in these, we've added a couple more actions. So if I click on my components, on content on my far left, I'll see that I can now export it to my little RX screen. And also I can export it to a MedSys claim. So that means that I can do my MSP or MSI or OHIP claim directly from my exam screen. Again, saving time without having to go navigate back into my patient file. Okay. Then we have our master template. So our master template is where we're going to decide, for example, in my complete exam, what sections do I want to see? So I can easily go again from all the sections I've created, select one, and position it where I want to see it in my exam. What's fun about this is that you can have different master templates for different types of visits. So if you have diabetic exams or partials or children's exams where you'll have different sections, and also different doctors can have their own different templates. You can also add new ones very easily, so always by using the new button. You can also use the sections for your letters and for your forms. So very practical. Okay, we have the following ophthalmic equipment that is now available to connect into Optosys and directly into your EMR. So if you do have this equipment in your clinic, or if you feel like purchasing new equipment and you want them to integrate into Optosys, these can be some practical choices. Now let's look at everything else that's new. If I navigate into Optosys, so let me just bring you to Optosys. We have a new shortcut button right up here, which is to switch user. So again, right now I'm logged in as myself. If somebody else comes to my computer and wants to log in quickly, they can click on this little icon or do F11 from their keyboard. From the patient search, I can now search with free text. This is super practical because I can search in multiple fields at once. So if I know partially how the last name is written, and I know that the last digits of the phone numbers are that, when I search, it's going to pull out everything that I have with those criteria. In my example, I had nothing. The same thing is true for product search. So if I'm not sure what I put it in or how I wrote it, I can go into my free text and I can type in a little bit of information and search, and it'll give me everything that has what I'm searching for. Again, I'm doing a bad example because I've got nothing. Let me try something more simple. There you go. I've got a G2040. Very important in the screen though, if your free text will not search for your product number. So if you're trying to look for your specific product number that is on your label, you'll have to do it at the top here in product number. In the patient file, so let me go into someone random here. You will notice that you have a new section in the phone number section, which is accept SMS. This is for our new communication module that is up and coming and will be available very, very shortly. We have it set up in, I believe, more than 20 clinics right now. And what this module will do is it'll do your recalls automatically, and it will confirm your appointments all on its own. So very practical. And thus, it will do it by text messaging. So your appointments and your agenda will get confirmed by text message. As soon as the patient hits it on their phone, it confirms it in green into your agenda. So it is a good idea to start collecting this information from your patients, even if you don't have the module right now. Also, very important, for this module to work, the patient has to also have an email address. In my contact lens screen, I now have the option to send my solution directly to my invoice. So that was not possible before. What you had to do is do your invoice and add your solution separately. Now you can select your solution directly from here and bill it directly onto your invoice. In my e-ordering, so for those who have online ordering with Essilor, Nikon, Hoya, or Zeiss coming very soon, you now have a new button, which is the send and print button. So let me just say yes to this. Right here. So this will permit you to send and print the lab order all at once. Prior to this, you had to send it to the lab, then come back in and print your lab order. So this is very fun and practical. What else do I have? Ophthalmic lens catalog. So if I go into my product group management, so into admin, products, and product group management, you will notice that my online catalog now has the possibility of choosing multiple brands at once. So for example, if I go into Hoya, I can say download these 3 brands all at once. I can also product filter up here. So let's say I wanted only the ones that have the EX3 treatment, and it will filter it according to my choice. Up here. Oh yeah, that worked. Sorry, it was too fast for me. I looked up and it was already done. So from here also, you may have noticed that you now have a summary, so you'll know exactly how many products are being downloaded. We've also enhanced this process, so it is a lot quicker than it was, but do remember that if you're downloading a whole catalog, it is best to do it after hours, not to slow down your clinic. Oh, let me just go back into there because you probably have a question that I hear you guys saying without even listening to you. You're wondering what frame item number swap is. This is for a module that's coming very, very soon, which is going to be, you'll be able to put your merchandise showcased on your website. So all your inventory, your frame inventory, you'll be able to show it on your website, and your patients will be able to go shop around and book an appointment with you or just look at what you have in stock. So when this will be launched, so keep an eye on your emails, you'll be able to come in here and just swap your frames to match the catalogs, which will be downloaded from all your frame suppliers. Okay, and the last thing I have to show you guys is in TELUS. So you guys probably know that when sometimes you send a claim and it is voided, or not voided, but not accepted by the insurance company, you're supposed to void it. However, after midnight, if you didn't void it, it'll stay at pending and then it's stuck in your system forever. So what we've done is that we gave you the opportunity to come into your claims manually, right-click, and go edit the status. Unfortunately, I don't have an example in pending because I'm not a real clinic, but you'll be able to go do that actively right now. So if you have a lot of old pending claims, feel free to go in, edit your status, and you'll be able to put them at canceled. Now, I'm just going to go back a little bit because my first slide, I forgot to show you something. My video, I thought it was done, but it glitched. And I just wanted to show you how to put the signature on your prescription. So let me figure out how to fast forward this. I think I can do it from here. Yes. Okay, so right here, once the prescription is ready, you'll be able to click on Save and Sign, and it will ask you for your password, and it'll attach the signature directly onto your prescription. So it doesn't show it to you on screen, but it keeps it here saved, so you know it's green, you know it's signed, and you can simply print it. And since I'm on this screen, let me just pause again 1 second here. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, here you go. I signed it. Okay, so right here, I just want to remind you guys what the RX Spectacle and RX Spectacle RX Given is. So RX Given is really for your statistics, for your KPIs, so your key point indicators. Every time you put a RX Spectacle RX Given, it will flag the system that your patient has walked out without purchasing any glasses. So this is the only way really in Optosys to really measure how many patients are walking out without buying. So if ever they were to come back, you would just simply reopen the prescription and remove the RX Given. So let me continue here, and then I will show you how to go attach that signature onto your prescription, or onto your user, I would say. So what you'll do is you'll go into your admin. Oh no, first I'll show you that you can send it out from your exam. So I do know my video by heart, as you can see. So from here, from the exam, the doctor will be able to export it directly to that little prescription screen as well. So as I exported it, when I go back to my RX tab, I will see it once again in green. I'll be able to simply open it, sign it, and then print it. And now to attach that signature, finally, to my user, I will go into Admin, Application, and Users. I will select the user I would like to add a signature to. So Eric is my user. I will load a signature. So I pre-saved it on my desktop. So I just put it in Paint and I put it there. And then I added my signature here with a secure password. So your password must be at least 6 digits long, and only the doctor will know that password. Every time he signs his prescription, he will be prompted for the password. And this time it's true. That's all I had to show you. So I'm going to open the mics again, and I will let you guys ask all your questions. Okay, you guys there?
Yeah.
Perfect. Does anyone have any questions?
So you said to be able to use the text function when we're able to do that, when that's developed fully, we have to have a patient's email in there as well?
Yes, exactly. So at the moment, because it's a very new module, all the text messaging will do is send a text message to your patient to confirm the appointment. However, the patient does have to have an email. Unfortunately, it's just the way that that process is working in the background at the moment.
Oh, that's unfortunate. We
I
have
know,
a lot of
but
patients that we use our clinic cell to text, so we just kind of like note it that we can text them, but a lot of patients don't want to give emails, so that makes it
yeah,
hard.
I understand. But it is something that we are actively working on.
Okay, good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? No, I left 10 minutes for all these questions. Okay, well, if you guys think of anything, feel free to email us at the support. And we're always available for you guys. As you know, we have a big team now and we keep growing. So you can call us at any time. Here's the support phone number if ever you need it, or email. So you can email us as well. And thank you very much for your time. We'll have more of these coming very soon.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good
Okay,
day.
bye.
Bye
Thanks,
bye.
you too. Bye.